what I see wherever I look, and I see it in two places. I see it in science, and I also see it in the impersonal interpretation of Vedanta. But the idea is to always push out the idea of the person. There's fear of the person. We must eliminate that idea that there's person behind it all,
Mm.
and become free of an other. Within Vedanta, it's that we don't want an other person.
Probably
Within
stemming from we've had
fear.
bad relationships
Yeah,
with persons,
it's psychological. It's
right? If
reactive.
God is a person, oh God, that's going to be
Yeah.
horrible.
And you know, you got to think, or like a guy like Sam Harris, who's like a really intelligent guy, and you know, like I kind of, as a person, he seems like a decent guy.
Right.
But you know, he wrote a whole book on that we have no free will, and but
Really?
then he'll try to kind of like rationalize it or try to paint it in a pretty picture of like saying, well, when you understand this, because you know they don't want religious theological ideas. They see those as the cause of all the problems. Well, you know what? They're
Mm.
also what's holding everything together. You know,
Right.
so he'll say, you know, that the fact that we have no free will, that understanding that you're not the author of your own thoughts, it makes you less judgmental of other people.
Sure.
Yeah, well, it means you can't judge anything. You know, it means like nobody's responsible for anything. And then you have a guy like Alex O'Connor, who's also he doesn't approach it neurologically, but approaches it philosophically, and he believes that we don't have any free will. But he has like what I appreciate about him is that he's kind of intellectually committed to following this through. And so he'll say, so therefore, all our understanding of ethics, of justice, all of this is meaningless if this is
Right.
true. Right? At least he'll come out. He won't
It's a
try to.
very scary concept, this existential reality,
Yeah, yeah. That if
so-called reality.
so we're trying to filter out personhood out of nature, even out of our own selves. That we are just machines. You know, it's to think that this is a healthy thing.
Mm.
I don't see how you could really, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. Oh, now we'll be less judgmental. Give me a break. How could you be less judgmental if you don't have free will? You know, the whole thing is just,
Yeah.
it just does not make any sense. You know,
What makes our life more joyful, more happy is the regulation of our discernment, the regulation of my tongue, my belly, my genitals.
yeah,
You know,
I want to be
without
better. I'm going to
any,
choose. Yeah.
I'm going to choose. This is going to be a better option. This is going to be a better option. This is going to be a better option. And the study of philosophy should be to bring you to that higher self.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Hastinapur, New Delhi. This is Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York City, Kaustubha. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. It's episode 1688, and we made it to India, Kaustubha.
You're there.
We are all reasonably rested.
Okay.
A gang of us just did a harmonium shopping trip at Bina. That was fun. And we
Oh,
walking
yeah.
through the streets of Old Delhi, which was fun.
Okay.
We had a great day today, didn't we, Miss Mara?
We did, yeah.
Yeah,
Let
and
me,
Great group of people here.
we're
let me
meeting a
ask you
lot
a
of.
question. That's where I was going to go. Has lassi been consumed yet?
No,
No, it has not.
not yet.
What has been consumed is vatas,
I'm
and
holding out to Govardhan Hill till we make it to Jatipur for Lassi.
I had some incredible Dahlia upma for breakfast today.
Okay.
Upma has to be the best food India makes.
It is good.
Not I'm just talking savories, but
And
for
that
sweets,
dahlia
there's
is
a
a
whole nother.
very
Some type of
chewy.
It's like a
It's cracked wheat.
grainy or
It's cracked
cracked
wheat.
wheat, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they made it
that's a
into a upma, which is a South Indian dish.
Yeah,
Yeah, great.
a very hearty way to make your upma, which is
Then you had then the
finer
crew.
grain.
These guys jumped into the deep water already this morning. They all had street samosas.
They
All
were
right.
interesting. They were pea samosas. Usually samosas are potato based, but these were all
It's spicy?
Full of pea. Yeah, that's
little heat to them. They were delicious.
okay.
Anybody? Okay. Anything else want to share about eating? We had a great time in the harmonium shop. That was really
one meal in India so far.
Yeah. And yeah, we got a great, really sweet crew of people here too. And a lot of others.
Good,
Others
good.
others are blowing my mind, these others.
Yeah.
It's just like you never knew they were out there, and they were like, who was it just that said they binge listened to 10 episodes a day? Who was that?
Claire.
Yeah, Claire from Australia. Wait, from
No.
England, UK. From UK, just binge listened to caught up. She said, thank God we started doing 3 episodes so she could she's like, all right, this is gonna give me a chance. Otherwise she was just running behind.
We'll
We
have
got-
to have a Meet the Pilgrims episode.
What's that?
We'll have to have a Meet the
Yeah, we'll have
Pilgrims
a
episode
Meet
at
the
some point.
Pilgrims episode for sure. Because everyone's got interesting stories here. Okay.
Okay.
What's happened in your life? I was in Florida too. I didn't tell you that.
Oh, I
I haven't
know you were
talked to
there.
you. Yeah, but I mean, I met tons of other
People there
all the
too.
Alachua people. There's a whole gang of Alachua people at the show in Gainesville, and it was great. When we don't do these podcasts for a long time, it's like I got so many stories to catch up on.
I
that
know.
I can't even remember what happened at this point.
Okay.
So, anyway,
And you got this
But my
unique
son-
effect on your face today with the way the lighting is. It's giving you these stripes.
these stripes, it's okay. It's
No,
sort
no,
of
I'm
cool
saying it
looking.
looks kind yeah, look, when you lean the right angle, there they are.
Like some type of like Eskimo warrior.
Eskimo.
I caught my son sleepwalking yesterday.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Nothing. We were all completely exhausted, and he was sleeping on the
Do
sofa.
you think it happens when you get super tired and then you go to sleep?
I
and
don't
then-
know how it happens, but all I know is like at midnight, I heard a knock on the door. I was like, who is knocking at our door at midnight? And I opened the door. It's him. I was like, what are you doing outside? He goes, I just had to go to the bathroom, Dad. And he just walked in like business as usual. I was
Well, how
like,
do you know he wasn't awake?
well, because he said I went to the bathroom outside. And I was like, what are you talking about? You were outside in the room. And he goes, yeah, no, I just had to go to the bathroom. And he just walked towards his bed. I was like, listen, I understand you have to go to the bathroom.
Anywhere.
People go to the bathroom at night, but you're outside of our locked door. Why were you outside? Then he just jumped in the bed. It's okay, Dad. I'm just going to bed. I was like, why were you there? And he goes, Dad, I was giving you the chess pieces back I borrowed. And I was like, oh, I get it. You don't even know what's going on right now, do you? You are in some other dimension.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sleepwalking's crazy.
We got to do an
Crazy.
episode on that.
We should do an episode. I wonder if it's spiritual or if it's just weird.
I don't know if it's spiritual.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Okay.
All right. Announcements, Mara.
Mara, yeah.
Let's see. There's a Bhakti Recovery Group meeting tonight in Philadelphia at the Bhakti Garden.
It's nice.
Filthy.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's also in-person meetings that happen in Berlin, Germany, if you're
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
area. And there's online meetings if you go to bhaktirecoverygroup.com.
What about the
There you
show
go.
tomorrow?
I believe we decided not to do the show tomorrow.
show
There's
but
no
to
shit
try-
tomorrow because we're traveling a long travel trip to Devriyag. Yeah.
But we did talk about that we'll do a
Friday
show
and
on-
Saturday?
Yes.
Yes.
It's announced Friday 1st.
Okay.
That'll be back at the same time on Friday. 5:30 India time, 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Look
On
at
Friday?
Robo. He's got to pick one. He's got to commit. He doesn't like having to commit.
4:30. 8 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
7
All right,
o'clock.
I'm changing it here.
Eastern
7
time.
7 a.m. Eastern time on Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
I got an announcement too. Is that I
The
think
time change,
Friday is
Saturday.
November 1st, and we relaunch
October
again.
31st.
I'm sorry, October 30th. Friday is October 31st?
Yes,
Saturday is the 1st.
that's correct.
Okay, so on Saturday, we're going to launch the next phase of Gita Collective. We'll study for the whole month of November. Very excited about it. This time, we're not
What
going to go
study?
through the entire Gita. We're going to go theme-based, the vision of the yogi, all different on all different levels.
Yeah.
How they see.
But the Gita is the main theme.
it's all
the
on Gita. Yeah,
It's all on the Gita.
Gita.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
And how do people join?
They join now. You see, even if you've joined already, you got to move on over from the WhatsApp group to a WhatsApp channel where you're going to have a cleaner experience. That's what we're going to do it this time.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme to
I
me.
moved over.
Why go there? It's a
Just
pyramid
kidding.
scheme. We're
Gotta
moving you
move
over from here. So
Bounce
anyway,
it up a
we'll,
tier.
we'll put a link. Chapu just put it in the in the
it's there
chat,
already.
Great.
and we'll also put it in the description of this podcast, wherever you
Okay.
find it. And if you go, we have a WhatsApp group, Gita Collective. You can go there, get info there. You can go to Instagram group. You can go to my Instagram. It's gonna get out there.
All right.
All right.
This sounds great.
All
And
right.
this is it. We were just saying how, like, on pilgrimage, all we're doing, we're going to do a fast from mundane information.
Excellent.
We're going to ingest spiritual wisdom, spiritual sound, spiritual association,
And spiritual food.
and spiritual food. Yeah.
You're
Gee-
gonna spend time at David Prayag. Like you're gonna stay a couple nights there.
Yeah.
Couple nights there.
Oh man, you know
Special
what?
place,
I
huh?
would. I envy you guys because I've been there twice, and each time I was like, oh, it'd be nice to spend a little time here. I just drove
be
up from
envious.
Rishikesh each time. Yeah,
Spiritual envy.
Spiritual envy is okay, actually.
spiritual
You
envy.
can, you can
Well,
do
you're in
that.
the Pride Plaza, so
In
or the hotel that
moving
they're
out.
staying at is called the Pride Plaza. I'm like, a good place for Vaishnavas to be. All right,
All right.
Should
nugget.
we get into the nugget?
Here's the nugget for today. It's from one of your favorite authors of mine,
C.S. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis.
He wrote what was that book?
The
The
Chronicles of Narnia.
Chronicles.
He wrote the Chronicles of Narnia.
Did he?
I think we've been
Yeah,
through this
okay.
before, Raghunath.
What the
Yeah.
what's
Lion,
the,
the Witch's
the
Wardrobe?
screwball tapes? What's
What?
that called? The screw tape lectures, screw tape
yeah.
letters.
Okay.
All right. All right. So this nugget comes from C.S. Lewis. He writes.
He wrote Mere Christianity too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Yes.
Anything else?
Yeah. Catcher in the Rye.
I don't think so.
He didn't?
No.
That's J.D. Salinger.
Oh, C.S. Lewis. Okay. J.D. Salinger.
What's the
JD.
initials for-
Who knows? Got it.
AJ
AC
Rourke.
Bhaktivedanta Swami did not
AJ
write
Was it AJ Foyt? Was it?
A.J. Foyt.
Forgot about that one.
A.J. Foyt.
All right.
A lot of people don't even know who A.J. Foyt is, do they? Huh?
No.
No.
Nope.
Right? You know, because he's a racer, right?
I think AJ Foyt met Prabhupada.
What?
Yeah.
A.J. Foyt was like a NASCAR driver from
Or
the
a
70s.
stock car, NASCAR,
Stock
or
car,
some kind of
one
car.
the cars.
Yeah. Someone Google that. Maybe we can get Mayor on that after this. But I think Prabhupada met AJ Foyt,
Unbelievable.
or AJ Foyt met Prabhupada.
Okay, squirrel, come on back.
All right. So
Come back.
C.S. Lewis writes, there was a time when every tree, every brook, every hill was thought to be alive.
Hmm.
The world is a haunted forest. Modern man has tried to exorcise it, but the ghosts still whisper.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch. This hurts me.
Okay.
Want to
It
hear why?
hurts. Because you love the person behind the world, the person within the world. Is that why?
No, that's not why.
Okay.
I had from a young age,
Yeah.
I would go talk to creeks. Young age.
Okay.
I've never told you this. But I remember we were staying someplace with my father took us to someplace, can't remember where it was, like some camping or something like that. Or some hotel or something. He was a guidance counselor, so sometimes we'd go on family trips and they'd let us stay at
Well,
a
your father was the
university or something.
guidance counselor.
He was a guidance counselor.
Was he also
so anyway,
something
we
else, like the gym teacher / guidance counselor, or?
No, he was just a guidance counselor in English. He was an English teacher. And then anyway, to make a long story short, we stayed by this place with a beautiful creek. And as we were leaving, I wanted to say goodbye to the creek.
Told me this.
I told her this
Yeah.
story. And they were looking for me and couldn't find me. And then I finally went back. And my older sister goes, where were you? We were all looking for you. I said, I was saying goodbye to the creek. And she looked at me. She goes, are you a loser?
Oh, that's why it hurts. I see. Nah.
It hurts because I was thinking,
Yeah.
the material world tries to dumb you down of your sensitivity to
Person, yeah.
relations with beings.
Mm.
And the whole Vedic paradigm is everything is a being. There is life everywhere. Because at my age, I don't have to tell this, but I pee a lot. But at my age, I pee a lot.
Okay.
And so every time I go to Trader Joe's, I end up going to the bathroom. And in Trader Joe's in Albany, there is a picture of what Trader Joe's was like in 1934. And it was a beautiful farm. That whole
Did they have
area
Trader
of
Joe's? I didn't know it goes
Huh?
back that far. I didn't know that goes back that
No,
far.
there was no Trader Joe's then.
Oh, what was in the
What
space?
the
with
land that Trader Joe's
Oh,
was
okay.
on
Yeah,
was
yeah.
this beautiful pastoral farm. Matter of fact, that whole area where the airport in Albany is was like a beautiful Shaker village. And they just plopped one of their more ugly American cities right on top of it. And including Trader Joe's and another steakhouse right next to it and Hoffman Car Wash. They're all like on top of what was once a pristine, natural area. And the last thing I think of, is like, what happened to it? And here we are staying at Pride Plaza in Aero City. Now, you and me, when we first came to India, it wasn't even, there was no airport like in Delhi. You'd fly that plane in, and then it's just like, you didn't know where you were. It was just like a dark place. And like
Well, it
some
was
taxi or
nighttime.
some bus. It was like scary landing in India. And all these highways we're seeing, everything is new. There was nothing here. This was a farm not even that long ago. What did Mukesh say? Like 15 years ago, these were all farmlands. And so we're watching that happen to India. We're just watching like these California type of malls and strip malls just being laid on rural areas, and it's happening all over India. And that's why on these pilgrimages it's important, because you get to try to dig, almost like you got to excavate once under Trader Joe's, and you're going to find some like antique Shaker museum or Shaker, furniture or something like that. And that's what's, look at Kaustubha. He's holding up, if you can't see the screen right now, he's holding up a stuffed squirrel saying, I'm going
We're
off
just
topic,
squirreling
but
out a little bit. Let's
I don't think there's a squirrel a little
okay.
bit.
Then
I
tie it
think
up.
this
Then
is
tie it
the
in right
real-
now. Tie it in.
I'm going to tie it in. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a spiritual reality that Bhakti tries to uncover,
Right.
because in fact, when we treat people as things, we live in a very dead world. When we treat forests, animals as objects instead of beings, we live in a very dead world, and we become sort of dead inside. What do you think about that, Kaustubha?
I'm with you, Raghunath. I think that all this stuff is real important. We look at the personification of nature. We've been trained to look at it as if that's a primitive idea.
Right.
But actually, no, that's the advanced idea.
Right.
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 Yeah. And
I'm not a loser.
you're
We're
not
talking to the creek.
She was a loser.
She's a loser.
But I've been I one of my kind of hobbies or place where I spend a lot of time is just like these YouTube videos with different kinds of thinkers, whether they're philosophers or scientists, in relation to bhakti and theology and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like the battle to explain everything through materialism is losing steam, right? A lot of the promises that they promised they haven't met, and they're running up against walls, trying to understand what consciousness is and etc. As a matter of fact, even with evolution, the more that we discover, the more that is kind of beginning to disprove it, So it's an interesting time. It's very different than when you and I first got into bhakti, 40 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But one trend that I see rising, you hear it articulated a lot more, is that we don't have free will. That all of our thoughts and our emotions and our consciousness is something generated in the neurons in the brain. And then you look at that closely, and you can see that one move is always caused by another move, always caused by another move, and and they come to this logical, I would call it an illogical conclusion, because I don't think they're considering all the possibilities. They kind of narrow down the field of possibilities. But people are claiming that we don't have free will when you look at it that way. And this is what I see wherever I look, and I see it in two places. I see it in science, and I also see it in the impersonal interpretation of Vedanta. But the idea is to always push out the idea of the person. There's fear of the person. We must eliminate that idea that there's person behind it all, and become free of an other. Within Vedanta, it's that we don't want an other person.
Probably
Within
stemming from we've had
fear.
bad relationships
Yeah.
with persons,
It's psychological. It's
right?
reactive.
If God is a person, oh God, that's going to be
Yeah.
horrible.
And you know, you got to think, or like a guy like Sam Harris, who's like a really intelligent guy, and you know, like I kind of, as a person, he seems like a decent guy.
Right.
But you know, he wrote a whole book on that we have no free will, and but then he'll try to kind of like rationalize it or try to paint it in a pretty picture of like saying, well, when you understand this, because you know they don't want religious theological ideas. They see those as the cause of all the problems. Well, you know what? They're also what's holding everything together. You know,
Right.
so he'll say, you know, that the fact that we have no free will, that understanding that you're not the author of your own thoughts, it makes you less judgmental of other people.
Sure.
Yeah, well, it means you can't judge anything. You know, it means like there is nobody's responsible for anything. And then you have a guy like Alex O'Connor, who's also he doesn't approach it neurologically, but he approaches it philosophically, and he believes that we don't have any free will. But he has like what I appreciate about him is that he's kind of intellectually committed to following this through. And so he'll say, so therefore, all our understanding of ethics, of justice, all of this is meaningless if this is
Right.
true. Right? At least he'll come out. He won't
It's
try
a
to.
very scary concept, this existential reality,
Yeah, that if
so-called reality.
so we're trying to filter out personhood out of nature, even out of our own selves. That we are just machines. You know, it's to think that this is a healthy thing. I don't see how you could really, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. Oh, now we'll be less judgmental. Give me a break. How could you be less judgmental if you don't have free will? You know, the whole thing is just,
Yeah.
it just does not make any sense. You know,
What makes our life more joyful, more happy is the regulation of our discernment, the regulation of my tongue, my belly, my genitals.
yeah,
You know,
I want to be
without
better. I'm going to
any,
choose. Yeah.
I'm going to choose, this is going to be a better option. This is going to be a better option. This is going to be a better option. And the study of philosophy should be to bring you to that higher self, that higher.
Yeah.
Of course we have free will. I'm experiencing like every day. Every day. Should I overeat or should I not overeat? Should I overdrink? Should I overdrink? Should I oversleep? Should I not oversleep? I have to go through that and run through that every moment. And they'll say, well, whatever you choose, that was just your
You were
you're
just
just acting on
programmed
impulse.
that way.
Yeah.
By your previous experience, which was programmed by previous experience, and it's all just a machine. So what's the choice of
Kinda buy it.
becoming less judgmental? You just will be, because it's all predetermined. You know, it's like you have no
Then will it
choice
be
in it.
predetermined that I'm a great violin player?
According to them, yes.
Then we'll never
You're not
practice.
gonna choose
Let's see
to
how it goes.
study more or practice more or whatever. What to speak of some other outside being gifting you with this ability, or you having karmically earned it. in
See,
some
very
way.
interesting, huh? Because
Yeah.
the yogis say something else. You get become a good violin player not just by practicing, but by worshiping Saraswati. And
Yeah, right.
Saraswati gives you
That
blessings
she
to
gives
get
it to you.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the even deeper thing, right?
That's even-
No, actually, let's just one claim that we have
Seeing
free
that
will.
music, that the education is actually coming from a being. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, that everything's a gift. You know,
And the
do we
Indian
have a better
pundit-
world when we think that there's nothing, that we're all just machines, or we think that whatever we're receiving is a gift from a person? There's always
It's
a
a
person
better
behind
it's a
it.
better world.
I think that's a
You
better
know
world.
why? Because in everything that we have and even up and down, there's a deep woven appreciation.
Mm.
Even what we were saying in our pilgrimage today is like, see the hand of God in everything that happens to us on pilgrimage. And it's training us to see that actually I'm not alone here. That what's ever happening to me is some blessing from a higher power. What a great way to look at life.
Yeah.
What a beautiful way to live at life.
You know, a guy like Alex O'Connor said, you know what, I probably agree with you. I think that would be a better world, but still, unfortunately, I
Still,
don't
it's
believe
not
that that's the
real.
truth. Well,
And then you
but
can and then you can say,
I,
"Are you sure, Alex? Are you sure?"
yeah, well, he's open enough to say, I'm not sure, which I appreciate. But some of these others, you know, to me, it gets, again, you have,
I
if you're
just
going to
don't
say
get
it,
it.
be intellectually committed to go the whole way with it, you
I
know.
know. Well, if that was the case, if you're like it's an existential world, nothing matters, I would wreck the place. I would just go nuts. If nothing really matters, because we're all just
Nothing really
nothing.
matters to me. Know that one, Raghu?
No, I don't know.
Oh, come on, Bohemian Rhapsody, right there.
Okay.
I thought that would get you
Thanks,
going.
Kaustubha, for that.
Okay. You're
All right, can we do the Bhagavatam now?
You're entering the Dom. You're not
Can we do the
interested
Bhagavatam,
in.
Prabhu?
Yes, we can.
Can we get serious about life?
I think you're being a little judgmental right now.
I'm
Your
not
neurons
actually.
are
I'm just
firing in a
stating. I'm
judgmental
just
pattern.
stating. I'm firing them at you. Firing my neurons at you.
All right.
Narayanam
Could you fire them in
Namaskrityanam
another direction?
Chaivanarottamam. Don't interrupt sacred prayers.
That was judgmental too.
Naram Chaivanarottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord, Narayan. Come on, you guys got to do that. Narayan. What's the next part?
You're the first one to turn this into
Unto
like
Narayan
a
Narayan
cheering
Rishi,
thing.
the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
The author.
Nasta prayeshvabhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama bhaktir bhavati naishti. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to all that is troublesome in the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as Om Jnana Tamarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Madatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 13, Text 54.
Okay.
We're back.
What's happening? It's been a while since we've been here.
It's been happening, and Lord Brahma is notice he's been punked by little
Okay.
Krishna, right?
Okay.
Little
Put it that way.
innocent child Krishna has punked the master of the universe, Brahma, the Adi Deva, the original being, the original Jiva, the original spirit soul, who's created the material realm. Krishna fooled him. And he's like, wow.
He tried to fool
seeing
Krishna.
all the cows and the cowherd boys, which were stolen by Brahma, they're actually all expansions of his body. He's seeing Vishnu Murtis, the forms of Vishnu in the cowherd boys now. And he's just, and the cows.
And the cows.
And he's blown away. He's like, it's almost like seeing like a real, you know, sometimes you and me fight about like, what's a Krishna miracle? I'll say
This was
something like,
one.
oh my God, the jasmine are in bloom. It's a Krishna miracle.
I bumped into a guy on the street. Oh,
No, you did one to me the other day. You were like, it's a Krishna miracle.
I did it, Duke. That was a Krishna miracle, that one.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you see. Oh, look how you're becoming impersonal.
Me and Nityananda Chandra met me with Prashad in New York City. As soon as he met me, someone walked by and said, oh my God, it's Raghunath from Wisdom of the Sages. I can't believe it. That was a Krishna miracle. As soon as we met, this guy said it. That's a Krishna miracle. You said some far out thing that was like,
Mine
what
was
was
a
it
miracle
again?
too. I don't
Right,
remember, but it was good.
I will take a show of hands with my crew here, and they'll determine if it's a miracle.
I don't remember
ahead.
it.
You don't remember it?
No, it's slipping my mind right now.
Okay, so it wasn't a miracle if it's unrememberable.
It had to
Oh.
do with Maturananda calling
That's right.
Oh,
Maturananda
road
called
rage
right as we were entering
called you.
Vrindavan.
you and
He called the
Tara,
wrong
right
number. He
there.
didn't even mean to call it right as we were entering into the forest of Vrindavan. That was a Krishna miracle.
In a book.
You-
In a book.
Not in a book. What are you
Central
talking about in a book?
And you were going to Central Park. It wasn't the forest of Vrindavan.
It was. Oh, Raghunath, your vision is just so limited. Raghunath, try to open up. You're going.
I appreciate that you're trying to make normal, beautiful things miraculous because, in one sense, Kaustubha,
I don't make them
everything's a
anything,
miracle.
Raghunath. They are.
Everything's a miracle.
You just have to recognize it. Open yourself up to it. Open up, Raghu.
See the
Open
hand
up.
of God.
See the hand of God. There
See
you
the
go,
hand
man.
of God in
Thank you,
everything,
guys.
Raghunath.
You just told
Physician,
us.
heal
we need
thyself
to
over here.
See the hand of God in everything.
See the hand of God in everything, Raghunath. Try.
Okay. All right. I do on a regular basis.
But you just
Continue
don't allow
on.
me to.
Let's just read it.
Only your life is miraculous. All right.
Text 54.
Yeah.
The Vishnu Murtis all had eternal, unlimited forms full of knowledge and bliss
Mm,
and existing beyond the influence of time.
they're beyond
Their
time.
great glory was not even to be touched by the Gyanis engaged in studying the Upanishads.
That's an important statement there,
Mm.
right? It's
Right.
a statement within the Puranas, which are describing the form of Bhagavan, how Krishna Bhagavan, how Vishnu, the supreme original Adi Purusha, manifests in multiple forms, that they all come from him.
Mm.
And it's saying that those people that study the Upanishads never learn this. You kind of have to come here to get this fuller
Sure.
explanation of the absolute truth.
Sure. This is a very, very unique little club within Sanatan Dharma.
Oh,
It's where it is, you know what I mean?
In a
Like you
sense.
gotta, it's a little club where you get to, we're going to take you into this other realm. Yeah. Cause it's new. For example, these Gyanis, they're not ordinary people. They're like enlightened beings. They're not
Yeah.
of their body.
Some of them are.
You know, they're of a spiritual realm, but they don't understand the form of God.
Right. They
So
understand
there's-
God, but not the full manifestation, right? Like that
Not the
impersonal Brahman,
full.
that is the energy, it is God, it is the absolute truth. But
It's not even Shantaras, right? It's
yeah, that's true.
is
But
right?
my point is that it's like, it's really interesting how like Jiva Goswami speaks about like Brahman. And
What did he
you know,
say?
there's that.
What did he
Well,
say?
there's a famous verse in earlier in the Bhagavatam, the 11th verse to the second chapter of the first canto, 1, 2, 11.
Yeah.
That where the absolute is defined, the absolute truth is defined, because there's controversy about it, right? All the sages in the forest are turning to Sutta Goswami. Well, you're telling us that life is meant to search out the absolute truth. What is the absolute truth? Is some of us, you know, sometimes we read these books and it seems like the absolute truth is a person. And sometimes we read these books and it seems like the absolute truth is a non-personal, attribute-less energy.
Mm.
And there's a logic to why both could be the supreme.
Mm.
How do we understand this? What is the absolute truth? And he says, well, it's one truth that manifests in three ways. Brahman, the non-personal energy that has no attributes. Paramatma, that localized form within the heart of every living being and within every atom even. And then Bhagavan, which is that same absolute truth as a person. All three are looking at the same thing, but it's being perceived in different ways. And then our commentators go into it deeper, and they're saying something that's counterintuitive to a lot of spiritualists. A lot of times when you share this with them, say, I always saw it the other way. That they say that the full manifestation is the personal manifestation, right? Because everything that you realize about Brahman or Paramatma is still there when you realize Bhagavan. All together. And if you realize Brahman, it's kind of like, and the way that Jiva Goswami will say it is, it's like Bhagavan with his attributes restrained. In other words, like if you put, and again, I think it's kind of a crude example, so I hesitate to use it a little bit, but if you took the person Bhagavan and put him through a strainer and just took out the non-personal energy, right? Without all his flute, his peacock feather, his beautiful form, his complexion, his sweetness and kindness, his deep, intimate love in all these different varieties. If you filtered that out and just got his eternal spiritual energy, that's Brahman, right? It's the absolute truth with all of its personal attributes restrained. And when you realize Bhagavan, it's the whole thing, right? It's that same spiritual energy is there with all of its attributes that are eternal and fully spiritual. And so,
Okay.
you know, we were talking about the scientific thinkers or philosophers that are trying to take personhood out of everything. And in a sense, that's what we see the Advaitins arguing for. That, you know what, these books, the Vedas and the Vedanta, they tell us about the absolute truth, and they speak about the absolute truth non-personally and personally. But the personal talk, in the end, that's not true. That's just like to get you a step up. In the end, it's not true, and you have to let all that go to come to the non-personal full truth. And we say, the Bhaktivedantins say, no, all of it's true, always true. It's not that any of this is untrue and it's an illusion and you have to let it go, but you just have to go deeper and deeper into the same thing. And we never give up Brahman realization to come to Bhagavan realization. But they're saying to come to Brahman realization, you have to give up Bhagavan realization. So
we don't even say that. We don't say that. The Bhagavatam says that.
Yeah, sure. Bhagavatam says that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Ultimately, the Bhagavatam
it's not like it's
comes
our
along
great idea.
but the Bhagavatam comes along to explain it all. Yeah.
You explain it, to put the frosting on the cake.
Yeah. Right.
It's a delicious cake.
Delicious.
You put frosting on it. Oh
Even
my
better.
God. Even better.
Why don't you read the commentary to this?
Text 54 commentary. Mere Shastra Gyan.
Yeah, book knowledge.
Right? Now, book knowledge is a great way to put it. Or knowledge of the Vedas does not help anyone understand the personality of Godhead.
Okay.
Only one who is favored or shown mercy by the Lord can understand him. This is also explained in the Upanishads. Here's the quote. The Supreme Lord is not obtained by expert explanations, by vast intelligence, or even by much hearing.
You don't say.
He is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person, he manifests his own form. That's a magnificent statement. So how do you understand the absolute truth? By the mercy of the absolute truth.
Ultimately by grace. Yeah.
Right? It goes right down to this Fibonacci spiral, Kaustubha. Just like every circle, these concentric circles, they're all the same on a micro level and the macro level. If I want to understand Mara, I can't just try to stare at her, sniff her.
That would be strange.
Or even demand from her to explain her innermost self, her innermost secrets, her struggles, her joys. You can't yell at somebody to get that information out of them. But when you love somebody, they share everything with you. You understand their heart. You understand their weaknesses, their fear, their vulnerabilities, their joys, their aspirations. That's God. So even if you study books on God, it's really the devotional heart that allows God to reveal, because God is a being. And that's actually how the GPS works. That's how the direction works.
Person behind everything.
Yeah. Leads us. There's the Tejam Satata Yuktanam, right? What's the verse? Wait a second. I know you know it. I'm testing my 11-year-old here. What's the verse? Real loud. You talk. What is it?
You can't hear him. He's got to come up to the mic.
You got to come to the mic. Quick. Turn the AC.
Is he still sleepwalking?
No, he's not sleepwalking. He's wide awake.
Are you sure?
Hey,
how you doing, Tarun?
Hello. Tejam satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tavam yenamam upayantite.
What does it mean? Wait,
Hey, that
what
young
does it
man,
mean?
Raghu.
English, please.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me.
Yes.
Boom. All right.
Raghu, pay
To
that man.
those who are devoted to serving me with love. That's a perfect verse to quote right now, right? To those who are
Mhm.
devoted to serving with love, those people, I give them the understanding how to get there. That's all it takes.
There you go.
All right.
Let us continue.
We're gonna have a whole sloka club on the
Oh,
on
nice,
the
nice.
on the
nice.
on the bus. Okay.
One description.
One description given of Brahman is Satyam Brahma Ananda Rupam. Brahman is the absolute truth and complete Ananda, or bliss. The
Okay.
forms of Vishnu, the supreme Brahman, were one, but they were manifested differently. The followers of the Upanishads, however, cannot understand the varieties manifested by Brahman. This proves that Brahman and Paramatma can actually be understood only through devotion, as confirmed by the Lord himself in the Bhagavatam. Bhaktyamam ekaya graya. To establish that Brahman indeed has transcendental form, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that's a previous master, gives various quotations from the Shastras, or the sacred books.
So he's going to go back to books like the Upanishads.
Like
to
the
establish
Upanishads,
his
right?
points. Yeah.
And he says this quote, the Supreme is described as Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. He whose self-manifested, he whose self-manifest form is luminous like the sun and transcendental to the darkness of ignorance. Ananda matram arjaram puranam ekam santam bahuda drisyamanam. The Supreme is blissful with no tinge of unhappiness. Although he is the oldest, he never ages. And although one, he is experienced in different forms. Sarvanitya shasvata cha dehas tasya parat manaha. All the forms of the Supreme Person are eternal. Anyway, it's going to go on and on, quotes from different Upanishads or Puranas.
No, I think that was it.
Okay. You want to keep going
Yes, I do.
with this purport?
You got bored with it?
A little, but that's okay. I'm bored.
A little.
When my kids are
I'm bored all
saying
the time.
when my kids go, I'm bored, I say, that means you're boring. So it means I'm boring. If I'm bored with it, it means I'm not like eating this up more. If
Okay,
you'd
I
like
think
me
he's
to
going
read,
to
I can
start to
continue.
wrap up the points now. You want
The
me to read?
Supreme Person, the Supreme Person has a form with hands and legs and other personal features, but his hands and legs are not material. That's the difference.
Mhm.
Bhaktas know that the form of Krishna or Brahman is not at all material. Rather, Brahman has a transcendental form. And when one is absorbed in it, being fully developed in bhakti, one can understand him. Now, this quote from the beautiful quote from the Brahma Samhita: Premanjana churita bhakti velochanena.
Mhm.
Right? So there's this, in the old days when people used herbs, they would put a herbal salve,
Salve.
salve, and you'd smear it on someone's eyes to help their vision. So they say when someone uses the salve of love, when their eyes are smeared with the salve of love, it's such a beautiful poetic verse, isn't this?
Then you'll
Then you
see
can
that
see
form.
God. Why can't I see God right now? Because my eyes aren't smeared with the salve of love. Well, come on, and we throw this word love around so cheaply. Come on, I'm a loving guy. No, you're not. Love means you appreciate and see God in every living being. And we don't. We see the world of friends and enemies. We're in training to have vision like that. We're in training to have the eyes smeared with the salve of love, but we don't have it yet. When you do, God's there face to face with you all the time. You're not even of this world.
Yes, Raghunath. Thank you. Please continue.
The Mayavadis, however, cannot understand this transcendental form, for they think that is material.
They think all
Transcendental forms. Transcendental forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his person are so great that the impersonal followers of the Upanishads cannot reach the platform of knowledge to understand them. Particularly the transcendental forms of the Lord are beyond the reach of impersonalists who can only understand through the studies of the Upanishads, and the absolute truth is not matter, and that the absolute truth is not materially restricted by limited potency.
So that much of the absolute truth they understand.
Yet, although Krishna cannot be seen through the Upanishads, in some places it is said that Krishna can in fact be known in this way. He is known by the Upanishads. This means that when one is purified by Vedic knowledge, one is then allowed to enter into devotional understanding. Mad bhaktim labante param. Okay, do we still want to read this verse? Because I feel like I'm just reading a book now, which is a great book, but it's sort of not a podcast.
Kind of what we do, isn't it? We read the book and
Well,
we
no,
comment
we
on it.
talk about it.
Yeah, we
We
can
talk about it.
We can talk about it, Raghunath. But if
It's
you
a
want to
long
move on,
one.
we can do that. Of course, this is
I wanna
one of
move
the
on.
last purports that Prabhupada ever shares with us. It's
All right, I'll read it then. Right? Freaking shame me. Purport shaming me. You're right. No, but Prabhupada is on his deathbed giving these,
Yeah.
and I should be a little
You want me
bit
to
more.
take over reading, and then you
Take
could
it
also
over. Take it
comment.
over.
Okay, so
I'll-
then
I'll
he,
give it-
so in other words, let's look at what he was saying here. On one hand, it's saying that the studiers of the Upanishads can't know the personal form of Krishna because it's not so much emphasized there, and you could only know it through grace. But then it turns around and here's a statement that says that he is known by the Upanishads. In other words, everything that the Upanishads are saying is about him, maybe indirectly, or maybe about not the full him, but it's about him. And when you really understand the Upanishads fully, then you'll know him. So he says, so this means that when one is purified by Vedic knowledge, right, when I become free from my false designations of who I am, all these desires that are programmed into my mind, then from that platform I can begin to understand Krishna. So this means that when one is purified by Vedic knowledge, one is then allowed to enter into the devotional understanding. And then it quotes this verse from Bhagavatam, Touch charadhana munayo jnana vairagya yukta pasyant, oh, here's the vision, right? Pasyant yatmani chatmanam bhaktya shruta grihitaya. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment. They already got that Upanishadic background,
Right.
right? They realize the absolute truth. How? By rendering devotional service in terms of what they've heard from the Vedānta Shruti, right? From essentially from the Upanishads. The word Shruti Grihitaya refers to Vedanta knowledge, not sentimentality, right? Knowing the form of God isn't just some sentimental thing that you have to give up. No, it's based on sound, firm philosophy.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got a question. Plaguing me.
Plaguing you.
Yeah. You know,
I
for a
hope
long
that I
time,
can
I always
relieve it.
quoted this verse. Bahunam janamamante janamamam prapadite. After many births and deaths, one who is in knowledge sees me as the cause of all causes and all that
All
is.
that there is.
Such a great soul is very rare. So I thought, yeah. You know, after many births and deaths, you finally realize there's nothing but Krishna. There's nothing but God in this world. All I want to do is render service, and that's a rare thing. I get that. But actually, if you actually read that within context,
Yeah.
it's coming from the 7th chapter where they talk about the 4 types of people who surrender to Krishna.
Okay.
The distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and the gyanis. And then it says, of all these, the gyanis are the best because they actually have no material desires. If you desire wealth, that's obvious a desire. If you're inquisitive, that's sort of like your own interesting spiritual curiosity. If you're distressed, that's because you're in distress. So you're praying to God, get me out of distress. So those are the pious people but they're saying the Gyani is the best. And then that verse comes, after many births and deaths, those who are Gyanis surrender to me. So my question is this, do we have to become Gyanis before we actually become that great soul, the Mahatma?
It's Raghunath, this is a very subtle question that you're asking.
I know. I'm a very subtle and sensitive man.
Very. Well, you see, our acharyas, they really want us to understand what bhakti is. And so, and this is what happens in these philosophical books is they have to go places. When you make a philosophical statement, you have to kind of defend it all the way. Take it all the way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, sometimes even to challenge a statement, you have to challenge it all the way, and even in its most, I don't want to say like ridiculous form or even impractical manifestation.
Okay.
And so we make an important statement, or acharyas make this important statement, that bhakti is causeless, that bhakti is not dependent on anything, it's independent. That means you don't need to be intelligent to become,
Okay,
you
that's
know, more
good. That
intelligent
is.
than the average person to come to bhakti. You don't have to have more wealth. You don't have to be born in the right family. Bhakti is not dependent on any of these things. It's independent. So it's not dependent on jnana. It's not dependent on, and when we say jnana, which literally means knowledge, generally with jnana, it's understood that detachment comes from that knowledge. So when we say the jnani, it means
Right.
someone who has jnana, knowledge, and vairagya,
Right. So
renunciation.
great sense control, great
Yeah.
amounts of renunciation. You're saying you
Self-satisfied.
don't need bhakti is not dependent on having that.
Bhakti is not dependent on that, but that is very favorable for bhakti, for the practice.
Right.
So like bhakti could come to anyone in a moment. It can come by cause, you know, it can just come by grace entirely. It can just be given, you know, in some rare, unusual form. Prabhupada used to say, there's two ways to get a college degree. One way is that you study and you work hard and you take all the tests and you pass all your exams and you get the degree. And then another thing is sometimes people get, what do they call it? The honorary
An honorary, yeah,
the
I've seen that
diploma? What do
happen
they
in,
call it?
like,
Honorary
yeah, honorary degree. I don't know, but
honorary
I've seen
degree.
people get it. I've seen, you know what?
You're still waiting for your honorary degree, aren't you, Raghunath? Tell the truth. When
Yeah,
are they going to
yeah,
give
yeah.
you one?
A lot in a lot of things as well too, like
And a lot of
Botany,
botany, for
Botany.
example. Botany for,
Why?
but you know, I used to. You're not gonna believe this. You probably don't even know what this is. Maybe
Yeah.
forget it. Go on.
You're not going to share? It's going to go off.
Okay, I'll share. Oh no, now I can't think of his name. Who's the guy that started JKD with Bruce Lee?
I don't even know what JKD is.
Someone just G Kundo. I can't think of his name right now.
Okay, there's this guy.
And this guy he's like up there with Bruce Lee, and I did jiu-jitsu with him.
Okay.
And he was like, I was like a white belt at the time, and he was like a grandmaster of everything.
He's
did
like
with,
Grandmaster
he has a
Flash.
big, but you know, grappling's different. And so I was doing private lessons. He was doing private lessons, and they made me fight him. And I got to tap him out a
grappling.
bunch of times. I got to grapple him. I mean, he was an old man.
How old?
He was a very old man.
How old was he?
He was old. He was old. I tapped out an old man.
Okay, he was
And,
103, but I kicked his butt.
Yeah, Dan Inosanto. I tapped out Dan Inosanto like 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
But yes, he was old. Okay. My point
Like,
is, he got an honorary
Mark, could
black
you
belt.
check how
I was
old
like, he
he
got
is?
an honorary black belt. This is a whole different art. That's like saying, okay, you can automatically play the piano.
Did you
I
take
can't.
down any? Did you take down any children? Also,
Well, I said I choked out a bunch of children too.
He's
Oh,
he's 89 years old, so he's about 30 years older than you,
30 years older than me.
right?
okay.
Okay, that's not bad. I was
Well, for a
probably,
grandmaster,
You were
we'll give you some props.
25,
if I was 25, he might have been
55.
55,
you weren't
but I was
25,
older,
you were-
so I was 35.
So you're
Probably.
He was 65 years old.
I checked
He's
it.
older
This guy
than
was
you.
retired.
65-year-old. Okay. So anyway, he got an honorary black belt.
Okay. Oh, he got an honorary black belt. They gave him one
He got an honorary black belt.
in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, because he had a life of.
He's a life of martial arts.
Yeah, you give it to him.
know,
Okay.
give it
So
to
all
him.
that being said, you know, one
That
way
big
to
squirrel being said right there.
that was your squirrel.
Sorry about that.
No problem. But I asked you to do it, so you did.
You
But
did.
yeah, two ways that one may achieve this bhakti, and one is, you know, by just like in school you pass, and then there's the honorary degree, and one may get kripa, one might just get blessed. But Prabhupada says you can't depend on getting an honorary degree. Raghunath's been waiting for one in botany for a long time.
I know.
Stanford University has yet to offer it to him.
But it's a surefire slingshot to spiritual life. You get the mercy. We are just talking about this. You get the mercy of a pure devotee, and you are getting rocketed, shipped to bhakti. And that's why in this culture, we understand that thing is come by mercy, by kripa, by grace. So that's why there is the worship of Yamuna, Ganga, Govardhan, Tulsi. You want pure devotion? They can grant it to you. Why? Because they have pure devotion. And they can grant it to you very easily. But you got to like eagerly focus and want it.
Yeah.
And then they can give it. You can approach Govardhan. You can approach Radha Kund. You can approach, right? They're
Raghunath.
very, 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 they're like magical jewels.
Okay, they are.
Serious. They appear ordinary. Tulsi appears like the plant growing next to it. It's not. Tulsi is like a magic, it's like a magical, like a magic
wand, bunny rabbit, hat,
trick, magic show, a magical being, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And in one sense, a lot of things that we say make a lot of sense. Okay, I'm not the body. I can get that. The soul is eternal. I can get that. Offer your food with love. I sort of get that. Control your senses. I get that. This is a magical plant. What? It's sort of like there's a magical stone. What? There's a right? There's a magical river. What? But it's true. That's the leap of faith in this culture. We give a good foundation for very logical things. What I just said, the love, control your senses, be regulated, respect, have full of gratitude, take full responsibility, makes a lot of sense. Happier life right there. But there's some magic here too. And part of pilgrimage is to connect with those magic, it's like a slingshot, a trampoline, a catapult to your spiritual life.
There you go. Now, we're just running out of time, so I just want to answer your question quick.
Yeah.
Are you still interested?
Oh, we're still going with that. You didn't answer that yet?
Yeah, I didn't answer that yet.
Okay. So, well, it is that you were saying that.
So the jnana is favorable for bhakti because if we understand I'm not my body, I'm not my mind, then we'll have a much easier time staying and following this path, which requires patience, But but this is real important when you consider this. When Krishna is speaking in the Bhagavad Gita, he's comparing all these different dharmas and all these different yoga paths, including paths that we would classify as jnana. And whenever he talks about them, he never says that path is wrong and doesn't lead to me. He'll always be saying that he always speaks to these paths as in the context that they are paths to him. Right? Now, other people have taken those paths and steered them away from him. But when Krishna is speaking about the jnani, he's speaking about someone who's approaching him through knowledge and detachment, right? But approaching him still. And so when he's talking about all these different devotees who are approaching him with wanting something from him, he's saying the difference is that the jnani, because they're detached, they're not coming to me wanting relief from their suffering, wanting money, they're coming
in general.
Yeah, they're coming to me because they're detached from everything else and they want me. They want love from me. So that's not the same type of jnani as one who's using their jnana to steer away from, to really where we started, to take the person out, right? They're using their jnana to take the person out of the picture. He's saying they've got jnana with that. Because they have jnana, they're approaching me without any motive. And he's saying they're the highest of all. That because we all know that the love is pure when it's free of any selfish motive. And so he's saying those are the highest.
Okay. So should I work towards more jnanic things,
We
activities,
cultivate
thoughts
as part of our practice of bhakti. Right? We want to understand Krishna, his material energy. We want to understand it all in relation to our surrender to him. And that way, our cultivation of jnana is a practice, part of our practice of bhakti.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, where are we at? It's time. It's time.
That's right.
Ready for some takeaways?
It's time for some takeaways, Mr.
Take it
Kaustubha.
away. All right.
All right. The material world tries to dumb you down from the personality behind everything.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
that.
If we treat people as things, we live in a dead world.
That was that too. That was
We're
me.
Dead World.
This
from
isn't a
Paramus, New
competition.
Jersey. How about Dead World? That would be a pretty strong
Dead
name
World.
for a
That'd be a
band.
good name for a band.
We're Dead World.
We're Dead World. Like a real dark band.
Industrial kind of stuff.
Industrial, like
We're Dead World.
Dead World.
We haven't done the band thing in a long time, have we?
I know. We used to,
That was good.
we're Dead World. Scranton.
We can't filter out personhood.
All right.
I didn't like
Okay.
that analogy. That was yours.
Well, I'm just using.
And you started it by saying this is going to be a really crude analogy.
I know.
And
So
I didn't say it
you know,
then, but I'm saying it now. It was a little crude. I don't want to think about
but it's
Krishna going
helpful.
through a filter.
Is it helpful? I'm working on it. I'm trying to. If you can
know,
help me
you keep-
refine it,
You know
help me.
what? There's a
put it up.
drawing board behind you. Go to the drawing board and work on that. That's your homework.
I just said maybe we ought to do this together, and then you were just like, "You go away and come back and do it the right way."
No, I appreciate you. You got a lot of knowledge and insight and
Oh, it
creativity.
sounded
You're a
real
creative
appreciative.
man.
There's a drawing board behind you. Go there. Leave
Go
us
to it.
alone.
Go to the drawing board.
It's treatment like that, Rona. That was, you see, this was just like your sister that said, "You
Yeah,
loser."
you know what? That was. I was
was,
a loser.
yeah.
That hurt so deeply.
It hurt.
See the hand of God in everything.
I'm still hurt by it.
So-
I'm going to tell her.
and you're
I'm gonna go
lashing
one
out
of
at
these-
me because
I'm
hurt
going to go to one of these
people hurt
bhakti
people.
recovery groups. I'm like, I'm hurt from that moment.
That was an example of hurt people
Again,
hurting
again.
people
Yeah.
Hurt people hurt people. Why do you think I'm a little rude and cruel?
because you're hurt.
I've been hurt. Big
Oh,
mean Italian family.
No, they're a loving family.
Blame it on your
Come on, Grandma
family.
Terry.
Smear your eyes with the salve of love.
There we go.
It's lovely, isn't it?
You can only understand God by God's mercy.
That's right.
Yep.
I got
Simple,
a good
but-
and by the way.
Oh,
It
so
better
mercy.
be. Let's use better.
Right, well, Bhakti is causeless and independent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And Raghunath is a very, what was it?
Raghu isn't a
Subtle
loser
and
for talking to the
sensitive
creep.
man.
Subtle and sensitive.
Also came from
Oh,
Bhakti.
what was yours, man? What was yours?
That came from myself.
Mine was Raghu isn't a loser for talking to the creep.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
well, both
Both,
of these.
both can be true.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us and joining us here in New Delhi. We're hoping after those samosas we do not get Delhi belly.
And we're hoping that your
Will not
internet will
manifest
be as
anybody?
good as it was today when you get up to
Good
date.
internet,
Which
although I'm-
sounds like a
I'm-
long shot to me.
I'm freezing. Yeah, we're going in the middle of nowhere and they have good internet. They were like, oh, Prabhu, don't worry, very, very good here.
Yeah, of
Thanks for spending some time.
Very good.
And then
Thanks
they'll have
everybody
an
for joining us. We're
excuse.
going to keep you posted on the road. Always go to that Wisdom of the Sages calendar. We'll tell you when we're going to do the show, what time we're going to do the show. And you can experience the excitement of being live with us on pilgrimage. Follow me on Instagram for more interesting photos and updates
follow
on
me on
everybody
Instagram,
else's podium. Raghunath Yogi, yeah. We'll do live stuff. We got a lot of kirtans going on, a lot of cool programs.